This week on Hardcore Pursuit, we're chasing black bears in friendly Manitoba with the Canadian Wilderness Outfitters. Stick around, Hardcore Pursuit starts right now.
There I was, back in the wild again. I had that feeling coming over me again. Was I alone or in a hunter's dream? 'Cause the moment of truth was here and now. The buck was mine forevermore. Let's go hunting, baby.
After a long UP winter, it sure is nice to pack up the truck and head up to friendly Manitoba for a spring bear hunt. Matt and I get the truck loaded up. We're heading west. We're going to meet our good buddy John Williams. He's going to meet us in Wakefield.
So I'm really fired up to get up there and see if I can't get my first Manitoba black bear.
Well, we're heading up to Manitoba, and there's some great fishing in the area, so we brought along the fly rods. The only problem is that I set them on top of the canoe rack on the truck.
Okay, the boys and I are gonna have to go into Cabela's because we were packing the truck and I set the fly rods on top of the truck on the canoe rack, and we pulled out of the driveway and they flew off and we don't know where our fly rods are, so we're gonna go buy some fly rods in Cabela's.
So it sure felt good to cross that Manitoba border for my first time.
After getting through the border and crossing into Manitoba, we decided to cut through the Riding Mountain National Park and take in some of the wildlife.
The wildlife in that park was unreal. After a long drive, we're finally pulling into the Canadian Wilderness Outfitter camp to meet our guide, Scott.
Hey, Scott,
Hey,
how are you?
Hey, Mike.
This is John.
John.
Nice to
That's
meet you.
Matt.
You too. You too.
Great
Hey,
looking
Matt.
spot here. Got
Right on.
tent camp set up.
Welcome to my camp.
I'm excited to be here. We just rolled in. It was a long drive, but we're ready to hunt. Scott Smith is actually about my age, just under 40, and this guy has actually been guiding and outfitting since he was 17 years old.
Yeah, get settled in, guys. I know you've had a long ride, and once again, welcome to our
Yeah,
camp.
Thank
thanks. Lunch up there in a little bit?
You bet.
Okay,
Soon
we'll
enough.
be there in a few.
Right on, guys.
Thanks. Perfect. After taking a few practice shots and getting acclimated to camp, it was time to sit down and have a great dinner with Scott, his family, and the rest of the hunters. And then sat down and learned a little bit about Scott Smith and Canadian Wilderness Outfitters.
Hello, I'm Scott Smith. I'm a second-generation outfitter, bear outfitter, deer outfitter, you name it, here out of the Duck Mountain area in Wildernes, Manitoba. When you arrive here at my camp on Sunday afternoon, we have a bear school. We talk about bear hunting, in all its forms. Everything from judging the sizes of black bear, shot placement, what weapons are going to be used, what the expectations are of the hunter, these type of things that are important to discuss ahead of time before putting a hunter in stand. The method of hunting we're using here, of course, stand hunting over bait. We're allowed to bait ahead of time here longer than most states. I've been guiding for close to 20 years now. And I still gotta say, the black bear is the hardest animal to judge in North America.
After a good night's sleep, we're all rolling out of bed. The first day of our hunt is here.
It's amazing how great of a night's sleep you can get once you get away from your cell phones, job, just everyday life. Got our tags. We're ready to hunt. Let's go.
We got our tags. Scott just wrote them up. We're gonna go over to our tent and get ready for the afternoon hunt. Pretty exciting day right now. First day in Manitoba. Let's go get a bear.
And before you know it, we're all putting our boots on. We're getting ready to head out. We're gonna go chase around some Manitoba Bruins.
So we're getting ready for the hunt, and there was this terrible smell in the air.
Oof. The boots don't smell that good. I just got this wave of litter box smell. I plunged my foot down into it.
It was just Mike putting his boots on.
This here, we're gonna walk in the last 70 yards or so. All right, first big game hunt of the year. We're in northern Manitoba with Canadian Wilderness Outfitters, and it is super green in the Manitoba bush, that's for sure. It's actually about 80 degrees today, which is not really the kind of weather I like to hunt in, but you never know what the weather's gonna do. Here's something. Bear in the close trail, close trail.
Day one was pretty exciting. We got to see 3 or 4 different bears, and actually a couple of them were cinnamon, which to me was really unique. I'd never seen one in a spring bear hunt or a fall bear hunt for that matter. But I guess Scott has about 30% color phase bears in his area.
That was awesome. 2 cinnamons and a black in here at the same time. What a first night here in Manitoba.
So we got settled in the stand, and it wasn't long. We had our first bear creeping in on us. So after a while on the bait, the young bear started getting really nervous, was looking off. That bear took off, and we had a sow coming in right behind it. It wasn't long. Off to my right, I caught a glimpse of a big boar heading our way. So this nice boar, he was definitely over 300 pounds, beautiful bear, but first night in stand, I just had to see what the week brought. So I decided to let him walk. Walk he did. He walked right on over to the base of our tree and wanted to come up and check us out. I had to yell at him to get him down.
Hey, get out of here.
We actually ended up seeing like 7 or 8 bears that first night. It was a great first night in the stand. After having such a great first night, really had a hard time sleeping because I was excited for day 2.
With the first day behind us, we're back up in the same stand. We're only there a few minutes and we got this nice cinnamon bear heading right at us. He steps out into the opening and he just looks like a young bear. I'm gonna guess him for about 170 pounds, and I was really hoping to get a real big one, so it wasn't too hard to let him walk, even though he looked really good.
So day 2 started just like day 1. We had bears coming in from every direction.
So that's a wrap. We got 2 exciting days in the stand and we got bears all around us. Every time we go out, you can tell it's going to be a great week.
Wind's good. Nice calm day.
All right, so it's day 3. My guide Eric walks me into the stand. We're ready to see what the evening brings. So after a few hours in the stand, we had a really nice bear come in behind the bait. But he was a little skittish and walked off. So after poking his head around for a few minutes, he finally decided he was coming in.
He's coming down that trail.
And this guy finally messed up, because this was the one I've been waiting for. So I grabbed my bow. I'm just waiting for him to give me a good shot. So he finally turns. I get my bow drawn back. It's time to let that true fire fly. I hit a little higher than I wanted to. He went straight down but got up and took off into the bush.
Oh, that's that nice bear we've been chasing all week. He came in a few times tonight, but he would never quite come out clear. And finally we got him to come out after a few times of just backing off, and we got a shot at him. I think right now I'm just gonna sit it out, wait till dark, call my guide Eric, and see what happens. We may come back in tonight. He may just want to let it go till morning, but we'll see.
We're gonna get this one in the morning.
Just watch yourself, buddy.
So we hit the trail in the morning,
Yeah, right on. All
and
right.
sure enough, it wasn't long. We had my bear.
Got it. Thank you, guys.
Couldn't be happier. I mean, beautiful bear. Well, what's it got to be? 250, 225, something like
Yeah,
that?
right in there, 225,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it good, respectable bear for this area?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let's hope Mike can get one now, and we'll be filled up.
Now it's my turn.
First rain of the trip. I've had rain for 4 weeks and we had 3 dry days, and here we go with some rain.
The rain started to fall. Hopefully that'll get the bear moving.
Big.
And then all of a sudden, I could see a big black body moving through the leaves.
He's going in the woods. He's going back. Listen to this.
We could tell that this was definitely a big Bruin, and he was definitely a shooter. So we finally got on him. He came in, sniffed around a little bit, had a bite to eat. Got the bow back, got everything teed up. We're ready to take a shot. At the last minute, this bear turned and turned my broadside shot into a slightly quartering 2-shot.
He came in and it's pouring rain here, and he busted us. He looked right up in the tree, and I never thought I'd shake this much from a bear, but he looked right up at us, and then he came out and he stood up, and I'm trying to judge him, and he's giving us the eyeball, and finally he turns, and I drew back on him, and I let him have it. We just got us a beauty of Manitoba. Yes. Wow.
A little bit of blood off the end of the leaf, that's about it. Man, I can't see.
Really hard.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Okay, let's go. We'll come back in the morning.
Scott decided it was best for us to sneak out and come back in the morning.
Coming over this log here.
Yeah, look at that.
So we're heading up the trail, and Scott says, "There's your bear, Mike." And I'll tell you what, I was so excited.
Mikey's down.
All right. Wow, look at him sitting there.
Matt, we got him, buddy. Yeah, that's a beautiful bear. Look at that. That's a solid bear. Glad it was nice and cool last night, that's for sure. It was kind of nerve-wracking. You know, I had a good shot at this bear. He was pretty relaxed, but these older bears just seem to know that something's going on, and they get kind of squirrely. And you know, I anchored back and I let it fly, and it was feeling like a double lunger at the time. But one thing I learned after looking at the video was that the bear started to turn his head a little bit, and as he was turning his head, Scott pointed out, look at the opposite leg, Mike. He was also moving his opposite leg, which took the vitals up further, making my quartering 2 slight shot more of a liver hit, right?
You bet.
And here's the entrance.
It was definitely good we left it overnight there, Mike, because I know it was raining and
Hard
a
to
mess, and you can see, I mean, it's just a mess in here, but it was good that we did for this distance here and to find this bear. I mean, we're lucky. We could have put it up out of a bed or something there, you know, and that wouldn't have been any good.
You know, your operation is fantastic. I want to give you a shake, tell you thank you very much.
Right on, Mike.
The atmosphere at this camp here at Canadian Wilderness Outfitters is unbelievable. I mean, everyone in camp got a bear. There were 4 other guys hunting besides John and I. John got one a couple days ago, and everyone in camp stayed. They had 2 or 3 days to hang out and relax, and I think that says a lot about the atmosphere in the tent camp and the just people hanging out with hunters from all over the country. So I travel a lot, and a lot of people like to get their game and take off, so whatever you're doing it right, so keep it up.
On. Thanks, Mike.
But I really appreciate everything you guys did for us this week. This has definitely been a hardcore pursuit, and we appreciate you hanging out with us. If you're looking for the spring bear hunt of a lifetime, you got to make sure you get in touch with our friend here, Scott Smith at Canadian Wilderness Outfitters. You can check him out on the web at CanadianWildernessOutfitters.com. And I hope to see you up here some spring, because the hardcore pursuit team will definitely be back to friendly Manitoba to hunt with Scott Smith. Thanks for hanging out with us this week on Hardcore Pursuit. We'll see you next time.
Because we're all done hunting, we're tagged out in Manitoba. We're gonna go get some beers. Beers at the beer store. Some beers. Maybe some liquor and fire water too. And we're gonna go quadding. And we're gonna go do some quadding.
For more information on Scott Smith and Canadian Wilderness Outfitters, you can check them out on the web at CanadianWildernessOutfitters.com. Closed captioning for Hardcore Pursuit is brought to you by the Heater Bodysuit,